You sit down on the edge of your bed after a long day, reach down to take off your shoes and socks, and there it is. Deep, red indentations wrap tightly around your ankles. Your shoes have felt uncomfortably tight since 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and the top of your foot looks puffy, almost like a tightly filled water balloon. You press your thumb into the skin, and a small, distinct dimple stays there for several seconds before slowly filling back in. For most adults over the age of 60, this is treated as a completely normal, unavoidable annoyance of aging. You chalk it up to gravity, to standing on your feet for too long, or to simply getting older. Your doctor might even tell you to just put your feet up and eat less salt. But here is the brutal biological truth that your body is desperately trying to communicate. Those swollen feet are not just a symptom of gravity. They are the dashboard warning light for your entire cardiovascular and major organ system. When fluid pools in your lower extremities, it is rarely just about your feet. Your feet are simply the lowest point in the human body. They are the path of least resistance where gravity deposits the physical evidence of a systemic machine that is struggling to keep up. Today, we are going completely under the hood. We are going to decode exactly what your swollen ankles are trying to tell you about your heart, your liver, your kidneys, and the hidden, chemical side effects of the daily medications sitting in your pillbox right now. We are going to move far beyond the standard, generic advice of just putting your feet up on a footstool and explore the deep biological mechanisms at play, so you know exactly when to ignore the swelling, how to mechanically fix it, and when you need to call your doctor immediately. To understand why your feet swell, you first have to understand the brilliant, yet highly vulnerable, plumbing system of the human body. Your heart is an incredibly powerful, thick-muscled pump. When it beats, it violently blasts oxygen-rich blood down through your arteries. Arteries are like high-pressure water mains. They have thick, muscular walls that easily push blood all the way down to your toes. That is the easy part. The hard part is getting that heavy fluid all the way back up to your chest. Unlike your arteries, your veins do not have a dedicated pump, and they are fighting an exhausting, uphill battle against the relentless force of gravity. To solve this, your body relies on a secondary system. Your calf muscles act as a secondary heart, physically squeezing the veins every time you take a step. Inside those veins are microscopic, delicate, one-way trapdoors called valves. The blood gets pushed up by the muscle, and the trapdoor snaps shut so the blood cannot fall back down. But as we age, those delicate trapdoors begin to wear out. The tissue loses its elasticity. The valves fail to close completely, becoming leaky. This is a condition called chronic venous insufficiency. When the trapdoors leak, blood falls backward and pools in the lower legs. The pressure inside the veins builds up so intensely that the watery part of your blood is physically forced out through the vein walls and into the surrounding tissue. That leaking fluid, known as interstitial fluid, is the swelling you see at the end of the day. But venous insufficiency is just a mechanical plumbing issue in the pipes. Sometimes, the warning light on your dashboard is flashing for a much more critical reason involving the main engine itself, your heart. Ask any veteran cardiologist, and they will tell you that one of the earliest signs of heart failure does not start with chest pain. It starts in the shoes. Your heart has two distinct sides. The left side pumps blood out to the body, and the right side pulls the returning blood back in from the veins. If the right side of your heart becomes stiff, weak, or struggles to pump efficiently, often due to decades of undiagnosed high blood pressure or sleep apnea, it cannot pull that returning venous blood in fast enough. Think of it exactly like a clogged drain in a kitchen sink. If the water cannot go down the drain quickly, it backs up into the basin. When the right side of your heart cannot process the returning blood, the blood physically backs up into the venous system. It backs up into your abdomen, into your legs, and finally into your feet. This is why cardiologists pay extreme attention to bilateral swelling, which is swelling that occurs in both feet at the exact same time. If you wake up in the morning after lying flat all night, and your feet are just as swollen as they were when you went to sleep, your body is sending a massive, undeniable signal that the central pump is falling behind and the drain is backing up. If it isn't the heart, we have to look directly at the body's primary filtration plant, the kidneys. Your kidneys are responsible for balancing the exact, microscopic ratio of water and sodium in your bloodstream. Every single hour, they filter gallons of blood, deciding what to keep and what to flush out as urine. But as we age, or if we have dealt with years of high blood sugar, diabetes, or high blood pressure, the microscopic filters inside the kidneys begin to scar and slow down. They become less efficient at filtering, and they begin to hold on to sodium. Here is the absolute golden rule of human biology. Where sodium goes, water immediately follows. If your kidneys fail to excrete enough sodium, that salt stays circulating in your bloodstream. It acts like a biological magnet, holding onto massive amounts of water. Your total blood volume expands, the pressure inside your vessels increases exponentially, and the excess fluid is pushed out into your tissues, settling right into your ankles. If you notice that your foot's swelling is accompanied by a sudden, unexplained weight gain, say 3 or 4 pounds in a single weekend, that is almost certainly not fat. It is retained water, and it is a direct distress signal from your kidneys that they are completely overwhelmed by the sodium and fluid load. Then there is an even more hidden cause, one that involves an organ most people never associate with their feet: the liver. Your liver is the chemical manufacturing plant of your body. One of its most vital jobs is manufacturing a specialized protein called albumin. You can think of albumin as a biological sponge that floats inside your bloodstream. Its entire evolutionary purpose is to hold onto the fluid inside your blood vessels and prevent it from leaking out into the surrounding tissues. If your liver function begins to slow down, whether from non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, years of processing alcohol, or natural metabolic aging, its production of albumin drops. Without enough of these microscopic sponges floating in your blood, the fluid simply seeps out of your vessels, and gravity pulls it straight down to your shoes. Perhaps the most frustrating cause of swollen feet is actually sitting quietly in your pillbox right now. Millions of seniors take daily medications that actively, chemically cause severe lower extremity swelling. The most notorious culprits are a specific class of blood pressure medications called calcium channel blockers, such as amlodipine. These drugs are incredibly effective at lowering your blood pressure because they force the smooth muscle in your arteries to relax and dilate. But they do not dilate your veins equally. This creates a massive biomechanical pressure mismatch. The blood rushes down into your feet through the wide-open arteries, but it cannot get back up through the narrow veins fast enough. The pressure builds at the bottleneck, and the fluid leaks directly into your ankles. Over-the-counter pain relievers do this as well. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, or NSAIDs, like ibuprofen or naproxen, aggressively force your kidneys to hold onto sodium. If you have been taking ibuprofen every day for an arthritic knee or a stiff back, and you suddenly notice your shoes do not fit, you are experiencing a direct chemical reaction to the painkiller. Your kidneys are hoarding salt, and your feet are paying the price. This is exactly why you must evaluate every single pill you swallow when trying to solve the mystery of your swelling. So, how do you respond to these warning signs? You have to aggressively intervene in the physical plumbing system. The first step is true hydrostatic elevation. Sitting in a recliner with your feet on a footstool does absolutely nothing because your feet are still below your chest. For elevation to work, your feet must be physically higher than the right atrium of your heart. You are trying to use gravity to drain the fluid out of your legs. You need to lie flat on your back on the floor or the bed and prop your calves up on 3 or 4 thick pillows. 20 to 30 minutes of true, heart-level elevation is exponentially more effective than 4 hours of sitting in a chair with your feet slightly raised. The second mandatory intervention is mechanical pumping. If your venous trapdoors are leaky, you must manually activate the secondary heart. If you sit in a chair for 6 hours a day, that pump is turned off, and the fluid will absolutely pool. You must activate it manually. Every hour, stand up and perform 20 strict calf raises. Push yourself high up onto your tiptoes, hold for a second, and slowly lower your heels back down. The physical contraction of the calf muscle forcefully wrings out the deep veins like a wet towel, shooting the trapped fluid back up toward your heart. While these strategies are highly effective for decoding and managing everyday swelling, there is one critical, life-or-death warning you must never ignore. Swelling is usually bilateral. It happens in both legs at the same time, indicating a systemic issue. But if you look down and notice that only one leg is swollen, while the other looks perfectly normal, do not elevate it. Do not put on a compression sock. Do not massage it. You must go to the emergency room immediately. Unilateral swelling, swelling in just one leg, that is accompanied by redness, warmth to the touch, or a deep, throbbing ache in the calf is the cardinal sign of a deep vein thrombosis or a DVT. This is a solid blood clot lodged inside the deep veins of your leg. If you massage it or try to compress it, that clot can physically break free, travel up your venous system, and lodge directly in your lungs, causing a pulmonary embolism. One swollen leg is a severe medical emergency. Two swollen legs is a systemic puzzle you need to solve. Your body does not make mistakes, and it rarely keeps secrets. It is always speaking to you, usually in the language of physical changes. Swollen feet are not a betrayal of old age. They are a diagnostic map. They are asking you to check your hidden sodium intake, to evaluate the side effects of your blood pressure medications, to help your venous pump, and to pay close attention to your heart and kidneys. Do not ignore the dashboard warnings. Write down exactly when the swelling happens. Notice if it goes away completely by morning or stays stagnant. Check to see if your shoes feel tighter after taking an over-the-counter painkiller. Take this highly specific information to your next doctor's appointment. That level of detail is exactly what helps your physician distinguish between a simple leaky vein and an organ system that is begging for help. This information is strictly educational and is based on advanced clinical biomechanics and pathophysiology. It is never a replacement for professional medical advice. Listen to the mechanical warnings your body is giving you. Take exceptional care of your vascular system, and I will see you in the next video.